What if the song that breaks you isn't about heartbreak, but about remembering who you were before life asked you to survive? Tonight's story is quiet, it's personal, and it's deeply human. This is a special Soundscape episode, requested by one of our subscribers, Kheong from Australia. Welcome to Soundscape, the place where songs aren't just played, they're understood. If you're new here, consider subscribing, because this channel is built on your stories, your requests, and the music that has shaped your life. We believe every song holds a universe of meaning, and together, we explore it. Today, we're diving into a song that has become an anthem for quiet resilience. A song that gives voice to the parts of ourselves we thought were lost. She Used to Be Mine comes from the brilliant mind of Sara Bareilles, written for the Broadway musical Waitress. The story revolves around Jenna Hunterson, a pie maker extraordinaire who finds herself in a life she didn't choose. She's trapped in an abusive marriage, pregnant with a child she's not sure she wants, and working a dead-end job at a small-town diner. Her dreams of opening her own pie shop feel like a distant memory, a life that belonged to someone else. And in one raw, vulnerable moment of clarity, when the weight of her reality becomes too much to bear, she sings the words she can't bring herself to say out loud. The song is a mirror. Jenna looks at herself and sees a stranger. She sings about a girl who was messy but kind, lonely but she's mine. She's not talking about a different person. She's talking about the person she was, or perhaps the person she was always meant to be, before life got in the way. It's a profound moment of self-reflection, a gentle and heartbreaking inventory of who she is versus who she once was. The song isn't filled with anger or blame. It's a quiet acknowledgement of the distance between her past self and her present reality. Sara Bareilles has a unique gift for writing with radical honesty. Her songs often feel like pages torn from a diary, filled with unflinching vulnerability. But with She Used to Be Mine, she did something extraordinary. She wrote it from the perspective of a fictional character, Jenna, yet she managed to tap into a universal feeling that resonates with millions. It's a testament to her empathy as a songwriter. She stepped into another woman's shoes and gave her a voice, and in doing so, she gave a voice to countless others who feel the same way. Because this song, while written for Jenna, doesn't just belong to her. It belongs to anyone who has ever looked in the mirror and felt a pang of nostalgia for the person they used to be. It's for the person who had big dreams before responsibilities took over. It's for the person who was more carefree before the world taught them to be cautious. It's for anyone who has ever had the quiet, persistent thought, I'm still here, but I'm not quite the person I remember. The song captures that silent struggle, the feeling of being a ghost in your own life, going through the motions while a part of you is screaming on the inside. The true power of She Used to Be Mine lies in its gentle observational lyrics. There's no dramatic climax, no soaring declaration of revenge or escape. Instead, it's found in the small, devastatingly honest details. Lines like, she's imperfect, but she tries, or she is broken and won't ask for help. In those simple words, people hear their own stories. They hear their own quiet strength, their hidden exhaustion, and their unwavering resilience. This song doesn't offer a simple fix or a promise that everything will be okay. It doesn't promise healing. What it offers is something far more powerful in that moment: recognition. It sees you. It understands the battle you're fighting when no one else does. It says, I know it's hard, and I know you're tired, but I see you trying. And that brings us back to why we're even talking about this today. This episode exists because Kheong from Australia requested it. So, a huge thank you to you, Kheong, for sharing this incredibly moving song with the entire Soundscape community. Your request has allowed us to have this conversation and to connect with this piece of music on a deeper level. It is a perfect example of how this channel works. Your voices and your stories are what guide us. Now I want to open the floor to you. This song is so personal, and it means something different to everyone. What part of She Used to Be Mine speaks directly to your life? Is there a specific lyric that stops you in your tracks every time you hear it? And just as importantly, what song should Soundscape explore next? Your stories are the heart of this channel. Leave a comment below and let us know. Your request might just become our very next episode. She Used to Be Mine quickly grew beyond the stages of Broadway. It took on a life of its own, becoming a deeply personal anthem for people all over the world. It became the song people cry to when they're alone in their car, finally letting the walls come down. It became the song shared between friends during moments of healing and self-rediscovery. It became a powerful reminder that we are more than our circumstances, more than our mistakes, and more than the person life has forced us to become. The song proves that you don't need a loud, bombastic production to be life-changing. Sometimes the most profound impact comes from a quiet, honest whisper. It's a song that holds space for sadness without judgment, allowing for a moment of grief for the person you were, which is a necessary step toward becoming the person you want to be. As we wrap up, let's sit with that final thought for a moment. Sometimes the bravest thing we can do isn't to start over completely. Sometimes it's simply to look at ourselves with compassion, admit that we've changed, and find the strength to keep going anyway. It's about accepting the person in the mirror, flaws and all, and loving her for the fight she's still fighting. This has been Soundscape, a place where your stories matter and your voice is always welcome. We believe that music is the language of the soul, and together we're learning to speak it more fluently. If this song moved you, or if our conversation today resonated with you, stick around. There are so many more songs to explore and so much more music to remember together. Thanks for listening. Follow for more.